So make your way back to your mat. I'll ring my bowl. So making yourself comfortable on your mat, just settling in, feeling the back body where it meets the mat. Take a nice deep inhalation through the nose. And as you exhale, release the body onto the mat and just feel the weight of the body being fully supported by the mat, leaving any cares or concerns or worries you may have in an imaginary basket outside your door. And just bringing your attention to your breath, just watching the rise and fall of your belly and chest, perhaps even putting one hand on the heart center and one hand on the belly, and just follow the breath all the way in and all the way out, and just continue for a few rounds, seeing if you can keep your full attention on the breath, observing just as if it was a wave in the ocean. And welcome, Linda. We're just following our breath. See if you can stay with the breath, following it all the way in and all the way out. And if your mind starts to wander, as soon as you notice that, just notice without judgment. Let the thoughts float by, acknowledge the thoughts, and then bring yourself back to the breath. Return again to the breath. So there was a corn moon or a harvest moon the other night. It was a big, bright yellow moon. So I thought we would do a modified moon salutation. So just some different asanas or yoga postures that honor the moon. So that's our focus today. So as you rest in Shavasana, just notice the back body. Feel where the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, the length of the spine, all those areas, feel them where they touch the mat. Feel the back of the legs, the heels, and just notice and feel the body as it meets the mat. So with arms floating up towards the top of the mat with the knuckles resting on the floor, we'll point our toes out and stretch out through our fingertips. And we're going to bring some movement here. So we're going to float our arms down as we flex our feet. And then point the toes and float the arms up overhead again. So a little flow here. So as we bring the arms back down by the sides, we'll flex the feet. And as we float the arms up, we'll point through the toes. So just continue with this movement. So inhaling the arms up, pointing the toes, exhaling, floating the arms down, flexing the toes. So move with the breath. You can go as slowly as you'd like and just be in this moment. Even watch the hands and the arms as they go by, as you float them. Being mindful of how you're feeling as we begin. And the next time your arms come up overhead, you may come to stillness. And then we'll walk the heels over to the left, walk the head and shoulders over towards the left, and just feel again the weight of the body, both shoulders resting on the mat, noticing the space that you have made on the right side of your body. You've opened up the right side. So taking some nice deep breaths into that right side, allowing yourself to be completely relaxed. Your facial muscles, your neck, your shoulders, your hips, your legs, everything relaxed. Then bringing the head and shoulders back to center, the feet back to center. Take a breath in the middle. And then walk the head and shoulders over to the right. Bring the heels and the feet over towards the right. Kind of a crescent moon shape. And just take 2 or 3 rounds of breath here. Feeling the entire body resting on the mat, relaxed. Notice if you're gripping any place in the body, and allow that space to just release. And then returning the head and shoulders and returning the feet and legs to the center of the mat. We'll just float the arms down and bring our knees towards our chest, placing our hands on our kneecaps. We'll just rock a few times, 1 or 2 times, from side to side. And then come to stillness and push the knees away as you inhale, and exhale, pull the knees to your chest. So inhale the knees away, rock the knees towards the chest on the exhale. And just continue with this movement. This is very calming to our system. And just use your breath, massaging your lower back. And then bringing your feet to the mat, taking your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And with your mind, push that right knee away. So we're not going to physically touch the knee, but we'll just use our intention to push this right knee towards the bottom of the mat. So just opening up that right hip. And notice if you're gripping any place and allow yourself to relax. And if it's comfortable, lift the left foot off the mat and reach through that space and hold on to the left thigh, behind the left thigh. And you can relax your head down on the mat. No need to bring the head up. And see if you can draw that left knee in just even millimeters towards the chest on the exhalations. And notice again, if you've brought any tension to your face or to your neck or to your shoulders, and allow yourself to release and relax. So we're not really tugging that left thigh towards us. We're almost allowing that thigh to do the work as we open up the right hip. And then release the left foot to the mat, uncross the right. And then we'll take the left ankle on top of the right thigh, and we will intentionally try to bring the left knee towards the bottom of the mat. So we're kind of in our mind pushing that left knee towards the bottom of the mat, just opening up that left hip. And then you can stay just as you are here, or if you did this on the other side, lift the right foot up this time and take the hands behind the right thigh. And the right thigh will do the work, just inching closer to the chest on the exhales. So we're, again, like we're not tugging or pulling our right thigh towards us. We're just bringing it intentionally towards us. The right thigh does the work. And using the breath, the exhalation is when we want to move the right thigh towards us. Feel that left hip opening. Releasing both feet to the mat. We'll take our feet out wide to the left side and the right side of the mat. So our feet are wider than hip width. They're about as wide as the mat. And again, we'll use our breath. We'll inhale, and as we exhale, we'll allow our knees to fall to the right. And then we'll inhale them to the center and allow them to fall to the left. So we'll just continue with this windshield wiper movement, very gently, without bringing tension, using the breath, inhaling to center and exhaling to the side. And the next time your knees come to one of the sides, say the left side, allow them to be still, pointing towards the left side. And then if it's comfortable, you can look away from the knees and just notice if you're gripping any place, and just bring your breath to any place that might feel tight, and see if you can allow your body to release. Take a few rounds of breath here. Notice if the facial muscles are relaxed, if the shoulders are relaxed. And then inhale the knees back to center and allow the knees to go to the right this time as you look away from the knees and take a few rounds of breath again. With each exhalation, allow yourself to release a little deeper. And then inhaling the knees to center, we'll bring our feet about hip width apart this time. We'll interlace our fingers, our hands, and bring them behind our head. Our elbows are out wide. And we're just going to do some pelvic tilts to begin with. So we'll kind of press into the soles of the feet and bring the lower back, the sacrum, towards the mat. And then release, and the torso comes up a little bit more towards the sky, and we have a little curve in our back. And then we'll exhale, press into our feet, rock our hips back, and press our lower back, our sacrum, into the mat. And then inhale, allow the curve in the back to occur. And then press into the mat and bring the lower back towards the mat so it flattens out a bit. And then exhale, the torso moves a little bit towards the sky. We have a curve in our back. So if we wanted to slip our hands under there, we would find a curve. And then press into the mat with our feet and flatten our back again. And then inhale and allow the back to curve. And now we're going to bring our head and shoulders up. So we'll press into the mat with our feet, press the lower back into the mat as we come up for just lifting the head and shoulders up. And then exhaling down. And then inhale and exhale as we come up. Inhale down with the head and shoulders. Allow the back to curve a little bit. And now press the feet into the mat, flatten the back. Exhale as we come up. Inhale the head down. Allow the curve to occur. And we'll just continue with this. So when we come up, we exhale. When we come down with the head and shoulders, we inhale. So just continue at your own pace. We're not really lifting the head and shoulders up very high. We're not straining when we lift up. We're just doing a gentle motion here. And at any time, you can come to stillness. And whenever you're ready, bring your knees into the air, placing your hands on your kneecaps, and just make some small circles on the ceiling with your knees. Just massaging the lower back, and gradually make your circles bigger. Massaging the mid back, massaging the upper back with nice big loose circles. And at some point, reversing your direction and spiraling down, big circles to medium circles to small circles. And then taking the hands behind the thighs and rocking up, or turning to your side and pushing yourself up. And we're actually going to come right over to table. A little variation today. So we'll bring our wrists right underneath our shoulders. Our fingers are wide and our knees underneath our hip points. And we'll come into a nice, easy cat-cow. So dropping the belly as we inhale and look forward or look up for cow. And then exhaling, rounding the back, pushing away from the mat for cat. And just continue with your easy cat-cow, noticing how the front body feels, noticing how the back body feels. Just taking your time. Using the breath. And as you're ready, bring yourself to table again. So come to stillness. We're going to curl our toes under. Our fingers are spread wide. We're pressing into the back of all 10 knuckles as we send our hips towards the sky. We'll pedal out our legs, bicycle our legs, bending, alternating knees. And then eventually settling back towards the heels, pressing the back of the calves and thighs towards the back of the mat. The heels don't need to touch. And then we're pressing away from the front of our mat. You can claw your hands, so press into your fingertips and kind of tend to your hand a little bit. If you have trouble with your wrists, you can try that. And we're just going to rest here in down dog. You can come down to your knees at any time and even rest back in child's pose, balasana. But if you are able to stay in down dog and you're comfortable, we're going to just hang out here for a moment or two. And now we'll walk our feet towards our hands.
And we'll just bend the knees slightly and hold on to opposite elbows for a nice relaxing ragdoll. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Bring your hands down to either side of your feet. And then inhale and bring yourself up to standing. Bring your hands to your heart center. And we're going to come into goddess. So we'll bring our feet out wide. Our toes are pointing, they're kind of diagonally pointing towards the edges of the mat. Legs are straight. Standing up nice and tall, tall, straight spine. We'll inhale our arms up to frame our face. And on our exhale, we'll bend our knees and just drop the tailbone more or less straight down. So we want our knees to, we want to mindfully push our knees out, and we want to have our pelvic tilt. And take an inhale and see if you can come down a little bit more. And straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Take a breath here. Inhale, bring the arms up to frame the face. Exhale, sink down. Almost tuck the tailbone a little bit so that you have a pelvic tilt. Think about spreading the knees wide. And then straighten the legs and bring the arms down. Now we're going to walk to the top of our mat. Up to the top of the mat. We'll inhale the arms up, turn the palms away from each other as we exhale and float forward, placing our hands on either side of our feet. We'll send the right leg back. We'll be having our toes curled, and we'll bring our knee to the mat. So this is low crescent lunge. And so you can stay just as you are here, or if you'd like, you can bring your torso up. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, or bring your hands in a V and spread the fingers wide and sink into that left hip. So you can sink down a bit. It's okay if the knee is not over the ankle here. So we're sinking into that left hip, drawing the right hip back so that our hips are square to the mat. Relaxing our shoulders. Our back toes are curled. Bring the hands to the mat. We're going to come up onto the back toe, so straighten that back leg. Bring the foot forward a little bit as you straighten the front leg for pyramid. So you can have your fingertips touching the earth, and your back is somewhat straight, like a flat back for pyramid. Take a breath or two here. Bring the fingertips to the mat if they aren't already there. Drop the right knee down again. Toes are curled, and we'll come to our low crescent lunge again. This time we'll come with our hands in Anjali Mudra. So relax the shoulders and sink into that left hip. So this is a time where it's okay to have that left knee past the ankle. We always try to keep our alignment, but we're opening up the left hip here. Relax the shoulders. Bring the hands back to the mat. We'll send our left knee back so that we're in our table, walking our hands towards our knees. We'll come up onto our toes, bring ourselves to standing, and we'll walk to the top of the other side of our mat. Inhaling the arms up, turning the palms away. Exhale as you float forward. You can have a little bend in the knees. And this time we'll place our hands on either side of our feet, send our left leg back. So toes are curled, and we'll bring our knee to the mat. We'll come into our low crescent lunge. So inhale, bring your torso up. Bring the arms into a V if it's comfortable, and sink into that right hip. So again, okay if the right knee is past the right ankle. So we're sinking into the hip, really opening up this right hip for low crescent lunge. Relax the shoulders, press into the toes of the back foot. Bring the hands down to the mat. Come up onto the back toes, straighten the back leg. Bring that back foot forward a little bit and straighten the front leg for pyramid. So our back is flat. We have our fingertips on the mat, or we can bring our hands to our calf perhaps, or our ankle, whatever is comfortable. We're looking down more or less at our mat in pyramid. We'll bring a bend to the front leg, bring the leg of the knee, the left knee down to the mat again. Toes are curled in the left foot. And this time we'll bring our torso up and come to Anjali Mudra. So our hands in prayer, and we'll sink into that right hip, getting a nice stretch. Take a few breaths here, relaxing the shoulders. Bringing the hands to the mat. We'll come up on those back toes, bring the foot to the front of the mat, hold on to opposite elbows with a slight bend in our knees. Shake our head yes, shake our head no. And then slowly inhale our way back to standing. Come to the center of our mat. Bring our hands down by our sides. So we'll inhale our arms up, and we'll keep them round as if we're holding on to the moon, kind of like ballerina arms in a way. And then we'll inhale, and as we exhale, we'll bend over to the left, sorry. Press into the right foot. Inhale to center. Bend over to the right. Press into the left foot. Inhale to center. Frame the face with the hands. Send the feet out wide. Toes are pointing towards the corners of the mat. Inhale, and as you exhale, drop into goddess again. Curling the tailbone, engaging the core. We're always kind of conscious of that core. Press the knees away from the middle. Inhale, straighten the legs, bring the arms down. Heel toe the feet together. Inhale the arms up, turn the palms away as you float forward. Your knees can have a slight bend in them. Press into the front of your calves. Come up for a flat back, half forward fold. Exhale. You can have that bend in the knees. Hold on to opposite elbows. Sway your hips and your shoulders and head from side to side. Feel the lengthening of the spine. Keep the breath flowing. Come to stillness, placing your hands on either side of your mat. Bring yourself to your knees, and then bring yourself to your back. So bringing yourself into a nice, comfortable Shavasana. Just feeling your back body on the mat. If you'd like to draw your knees to your chest and massage the back a little bit before you settle in, you might consider that. Or make any movements, happy baby or waterfall. Remember, waterfall is when your legs are straight in the air and your feet seem as if they're walking on the ceiling. You could do that. Or do happy baby, where we reach for the edges of our feet and spread the knees wide and rock from side to side. Make any movements, do any movements that you'd like to do for yourself before you settle in. And begin to bring your attention to your breath. Just take a nice deep inhalation in and a nice exhalation out. And bring your attention to the crown of your head and relax and release. Bring your attention to the space between your eyes. Relax and release. Bring your attention to your cheeks and your cheekbones. Relax and release. Bring your attention to the tongue in your mouth and allow the tongue to rest and be heavy in the mouth. Bring your attention to your shoulders. Allow them to be heavy on the mat. Allow your arms to rest completely relaxed on your mat, from the tops of your arms to your elbows to your forearms, the palms of your hands, the knuckle side of your hands, each and every joint in your fingers, the joints in your thumbs, joints in your pointer fingers, joints in your middle fingers, joints in your ring fingers, joints in your pinky fingers. From fingertips to shoulder, allow the length of the arms and the shoulders to be relaxed. Relax across the chest, the rib cage. Relax the hip joints.
that you worked so hard today, releasing any tension you may still feel in the hips. Relax the thighs, the kneecaps, and the calves. Relax the heels, the tops of the feet, and the soles of the feet. Relaxing each and every toe. Tips of the big toe, tips of the second toes, tips of the third toes, tips of the fourth toes, and tips of the baby toes. Relaxing the entire leg from the tips of your toes all the way up to your hip points, allowing the legs to be heavy and completely relaxed. Now scanning the body, looking for any leftover tension and bringing the breath there and allowing any place that holds tension to relax and release. Now bringing yourself back to the room by gently wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, turning to your right side and just resting in the fetal position for a few moments. And now pushing yourself gently up with your eyes closed, come to a comfortable seat. And then gently rubbing your hands together, the palms of your hands, to create some warmth. And then cupping your hands over your eyes, opening your eyes to the darkness, spreading your fingers to allow some light to enter, and bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra. We'll take our thumbs to our third eye, so the space between our eyes. May you think kind thoughts. Bring your thumbs to your lips. May you say kind words. Bring your thumbs to your heart center, and may you feel love and peace toward all beings. Namaste.